Despite the game being a handheld, Mario Kart Super Circuit still managed to offer multiplayer with up to 4 players. First, you will need at least 1 copy of the game, 2 to 4 Game Boy Advance systems, 1 to 3 Game Boy Link cables, and most preferably, friends to play with. Once you have everything you need, connect the participating Game Boy Advance systems using the link cables, and head to the multiplayer option located in the title screen. For players who do not have their own copy of Super Circuit, power on your Game Boy Advance without a cartridge inserted, and wait for the player with a copy of the game to select the single pack link mode from one of the multiplayer options. During the single pack linking process between each Game Boy Advance system, every player will be assigned a different colored Yoshi. Player 1 will have green, 2 will have red, 3 will have blue, and 4 will receive yellow. Once the linking process is complete, you and the others will be brought to a track selection screen. Only tracks from the Extra Mushroom Cup are available, and a rendition of Super Mario Kart's title screen music will be played during gameplay. If everyone has their own copy, hook up and go to Multipack Link. From there, you are given multiplayer options similar to that of Mario Kart 64, in that 2 players can play Grand Prix together versus in battle mode, with 3 and 4 players missing that Grand Prix option. Battle mode for Super Circuit has practically stayed the same, compared to the 2 predecessors, in that each player is given 3 balloons, and the last man standing is the winner. As of March 2017, you can only play Super Circuit's multiplayer on the original system it launched on, as multiplayer is not supported for 3DS and Wii U Virtual Console. Only time will tell, and whether or not Nintendo has something up their sleeve for Virtual Console games on the Nintendo Switch. Hello everybody, this is Nintendo 14. Welcome back to the year of Mario Kart. In the last parts, we went over some trivia and all that. Just that last week was a really busy week for me, especially during spring break. So yeah, with all that said and done, we had 4 videos last week, and now we're back to normal. We're just gonna chill, like we're doing right now in Snowland. And so now as we're saying, we're gonna chill a little bit, and from here on out, we're not gonna have that many videos in 1 week, not for quite some time. So for the remainder of this month, we're just sticking back to 1 video for today, Tuesday, and then there's another one for Thursday. So that will be the plan for the remainder of March, and then I got a much easier schedule for April. So for this video, let's go over the 5 things I like about Mario Kart Super Circuit. I already went over the 5 things I didn't like about this game back in the Flower Cup, so if you haven't already, you can go back and check that out. And then once you guys know what I don't like about this game, then you can bring up your spirits and I'll go over the things I enjoy, because yeah, let's face it, it's easy to not like this game, but hey, it isn't difficult to like this game. So I got with me is 5 facts, not facts, we're done with facts and trivia and all that, but just the 5 points that I made on why I like this game. So let's start out with number 5. Number 5, I have the menu track art. It's those little artworks that you see for each of the tracks right before you select a cup, or just anywhere, you know, just a track you select or cup before you begin the gameplay, like this right now. I just like the idea, and I'm gonna swim in the ice water for a little bit, but it's just a nice thing that intelligent systems, they didn't have to do, but they went out of the way to do it anyways, and I love it for that, because looking at the track art, it brings a lot of atmosphere and character to the racetracks. Instead of just being that generic this track or that track, it's really cool to see the expressions on Mario and Company's face in those track arts. So like you see Yoshi just chilling on a chair in the beach, or Luigi when he's traversing through the Bowser's Castle courses. You know, that's really cool to see, and it would be really cool if they had that in the newer games. Like say they have all that art, but with the character models, and they'd be a lot more detailed than they are in this game. So that's number 5, menu track art. I like it, but nowhere close to, you know, the number 1 reason why I like Mario Kart Super Circuit. So next up is number 4, extra tracks. The extra tracks just bring so much replay value. Well, not maybe not, yeah, replay value as in there's more tracks that you can race on, and it just adds to just more stuff you can do in the game. Like say just more motivation as to including unlocking them, because in order to unlock the extra tracks, you gotta go through the coins and stuff, and most people are not gonna get that on the first try, and sometimes it can be fun to go after that goal of unlocking the extra tracks, and once you do get it, then you can finally play it. And what makes this work really well for this game is that the extra tracks, they're from Super Mario Kart, and it's really cool to see how with this game it shows how this game has matured into a proper and natural sequel to the original Super Mario Karts, and to be able to show that off while racing on the old tracks, it really goes to show you that this is in all intentions an upgrade to Super Mario Kart. It's awesome, just like the music for Ribbon Road. But despite just the great music, we'll finish second, but no biggie. Still a long ways to go in this cup. Anything can happen. So number 4, I have the extra tracks. That's what I got. I like it, and this is just that awesome thing that sees itself going into future Mario Kart games later down the road. Alright, so now let's get into number 3, the quick run. This is just basically a prototype or blueprint version of what versus mode is for the newer Mario Kart games. But what makes it really special here is that it's really simple, and all it takes is just a few selections, just selecting your character and a track, and that's it. And it's basically like Grand Prix, but you have access to whatever cup, or of course whatever cup, but you have access to every track. You don't have to go through an entire cup just to get to a track like this, Yoshi Desert, which is the third track in the Star Cup. You can go in the quick run and play this track right on the fly if you want to. Just an example. But for most people would use a quick run just as a way to bring your Game Boy to the can and just race on a specific track in that small window of time. But for my uses, since I'm playing this on the Wii U Virtual Console, then I probably don't have access to that because the Wii U's gamepad its signal isn't that great, and the laboratory isn't that close to my battle stations where I record all my stuff. But anyways, getting slightly off topic here, but the main thing I wanted to I enjoyed using Quick Run is there's some really super tough tracks later on that I need the extra practice for before I'm confident in getting a good run through that cup for good ranks. That way I can unlock in some cases the extra tracks, or the just get triple stars for that cup, so I can get that nice nighttime title screen. So yeah, Quick Run, it's really nice. It did somewhat evolve. It did evolve in the later Mario Kart games, but part of it is still existent in those new Mario Kart games. Just not. It just kind of evolved into something that's really similar to Grand Prix, but nonetheless, it's still there. All right. So let's move on to number 2. Modern elements ambitiously added. Could you believe that most of the things you see in the newer Mario Kart games, they debuted into this game? Like, say, ranks, unlockables, including tracks and all that. We haven't gotten to unlockable characters just yet. We'll get into that next month. But just the amount of things that you see in the new Mario Kart games, they all sprung from this one game. I got a list here that exactly what those things are, but they also have this is the game that started the whole CPUs are able to use all these items. Before Super Circuits, the CPUs weren't able to use all the items that were available for the game. But starting with here, they're able to use the blue shell, and it really made for a more fair experience. It's not going to be the CPUs are going to, or their only trick that they have are rubber banding and a little bit of speed hacks. They have a fair shot just as much as you do. They can use blue shells, red shells, whatever. just the same things that you use to them. And anyways, what else do I got here? Title screen unlock methods, handheld multiplayer. I got a list for all these list of jigs, and I guess this is just the rank that I didn't go over that too well. But you know what, guys, darn it, I'm going to stand by this, and I like this. I like this modern elements ambitiously added thing, because you know, you gotta look at that one game where what was the game that that started this trend? You know, like being able to hold one item from the back of your cart, so that way you can hold another item in your item slot. That's another thing that this game started. So yeah, most of the stuff, just thank this game for most of the things you see in the new Mario Karts. Alright, so not only that we're number one, let's go over the number one thing I like about Mario Kart Super Circuit. And that's the sheer value and single player content that you find in this game. I mean, for a handheld, of course, the content for this game did need to step it up, and Intelligent Systems did deliver on that. In that you got plenty of stuff to do here. You can race through 50cc, 100cc, and 150cc. All it does sound grindy, but you can do that all. It's somewhat it's in a way just a way to accomplish things, and to get triple stars and all that. It's a fun task to do, as well as unlocking all the extra tracks by getting 100 coins for their regular cup counterparts. That's all fun too. And then the ultimate goal of getting the nighttime title screen, that's also a really fun thing to do. And when you're all done with all that, then you also got time trials. You can go in there and post your best time there, and you can save that to your system save file. And if you want, you can just send that to your friends, and it's a blast. And also, quick run, you can mess around with that as a way to add on to the content that's in this game. So yeah, just the amount of content that this game was just able to pull off, just for a game not on the itty bitty Game Boy Advance. It's amazing how this game doesn't disappoint in terms of limitations and all that. So that's gonna do it for this part. Went over the 5 things I like about Mario Kart Super Circuit. I'm pretty proud about those. But anyways, that's going to do it for this part. Tune in this Thursday, as we're going to have another guest on this show of the Year of Mario Kart, as we're going to go over to the Extra Star Cup, the third to the last cup that we're going to have in Mario Kart Super Circuit. So with that, I'll see you guys later.